Hey guys, Sneaky Snake here, Brothers in Arms, World of Warships, and in today's video, we're going to showcase a pretty quick replay here during the ranked sprint, the first go-around. I'm playing in the Shiratsuyu, the Tier 7 Japanese destroyer, and I'm playing on the EU server, and it's some epicenter here on the map Neighbors. So as we all know, the next season of clan battles is just around the corner, a little bit more than a week away, and it is Tier 8, so the reason why I'm playing the Japanese DDs is because I need to grind and get the Akazuki, and I just did the other day. However, this replay that you're going to see here is one of the best games that I had, not in terms of damage or results, but in terms of the amount of impact that I had over the course of the battle. Now, as you saw on the team lineup screen, there's only 2 battleships, 1 cruiser, and 3 enemy destroyers. And of course, the Shiratsuyu is not a gunboat by nature whatsoever. It has a very good assortment of torpedoes, and you can put on the torpedo reload booster consumable. However, of course, you have to get rid of your smoke screen, so you have to be very delicate with your positioning. 5.8 kilometers of stealth is top tier for Tier 7. It's extremely good. However, because you don't have smoke, you need to mind your angles when you're going into capture points, and you never want to get into an engagement where the enemy ship is coming at you and maybe you're stuck bow on, or you're in a position where no friendly support is readily available. So also, compounding matters, I don't have a survivability expert on this captain. It's only a 14-pointer, at least now. During this replay, I think it was only 12 or 11, so obviously I chose concealment. So I only have 12,800 HP to work with, which is not a lot, to say the least. So at the beginning, what I like to do, at least on Neighbors, drop all sets of my torpedoes downrange into the middle part of the cap circle. And the reason why is extremely simple. You know, there's 16 torps going down. Hopefully I'll be able to hit one. However, of course, a lot of enemy destroyers do get detected there really quickly, so I'm immediately turning away from danger, but I'm still shooting my guns. And again, it's so important for Japanese destroyer players to get in the idea and the habit of you need to use your gun power whenever possible. Now, the Leningrad comes over and does give me a smoke screen, so I will be getting undetected here relatively quickly. Right now, there we go. I do lose a decent amount of hit points, about 1/3 of the total that I had. However, I have disengaged, and I did do a decent amount of damage to the enemy Akatsuki. So, the opening trade, it was okay. Unfortunately, none of my torpedoes going downrange do manage to land a hit. It's very common for destroyers to make a beeline for the corners of that island in Echo 6, whether you're on the north or the southeast side of it. So, my torpedo drop probably could have been held off until I had a little better angle on the corner, but that's okay because you do get a lot of the TRBs, and I do like to try and cycle them so that I always have a torpedo reload booster ready to go whenever I get into a major engagement. Now here with the Jervis, I do get detected, but again, when I do get spotted, I'm already broadside to his position, so it's a very quick, a very simple turn away, and I am out of detection. Also, that enemy Indianapolis has the dreaded 10-kilometer radar for whatever reason, so I'm also in a good spot to turn away and immediately get out of dodge in case he uses his radar consumable. And that's something that's very important to know. In Tier 7 destroyers, this is the first tier where radar starts to become a thing, the Indianapolis, the Belfast, to name a couple. So you do need to memorize radar ranges and duration because it's very important that you don't stray too close to a cruiser that has it, and then you're in a situation where you can't really get away. Now, the next salvo going downrange doesn't look like it's going to hit that Mahan, who is still sitting inside of the smoke screen. So another torpedo salvo potentially wasted, but that's okay. Those torps are going at the Akatsuki and the Scharnhorst, so maybe we will be able to manage a hit here. I'm sure by now they are detected, but these do have 10 kilometers worth of range, so even though they don't have the best speed, you can push away enemy ships from an area of the map just by dropping your fish downrange. And as you saw right there, those torps did run out, but the Akatsuki had to run away, as did the Scharnhorst. Now, I am starting to stray a little too close to this Indianapolis. He's at 10.1 and closing the distance, so obviously I need to turn away. I don't know when his last radar was used, but there's no reason for me to try and risk it right now. So that's why I am trying to get out. I am in the middle of the capture zone, so I am getting it for my team, which is great, and I am able to keep those enemy destroyers spotted because they are shooting. So right now, I'm in a comfortable situation. The enemy cruiser is out of radar range, and I'm able to get vision on most of the enemy ships that are in that area. I'm getting ready to drop my next set of torpedoes going down range, and I have 19 seconds left on the middle capture point. I decide to hold off and wait for my next set of torpedoes because I want to launch a set here at the enemy Nagato. So those torps are going down range at the general direction of the Jervis and the Scharnhorst, and now I'm getting ready to drop my next set here on the Nagato. And I'm also going to capture the middle part for my team. So even though we're about to lose a ship here, there we go, the Mahan does kill off the friendly Leningrad. That's okay because we do have a lot of the capture points, securing points for my team. So at this point, even if we do lose another ship, we're still going to be able to stay relatively close to the enemy team in terms of points. And also that Indianapolis does not have a lot of hit points to work with, so if need be, I can use my guns at extreme range to maybe engage him. We'll see if that opportunity presents itself. Now the torps are going down range at the Scharnhorst. It does appear one of them is going to hit at the stern, and that is exactly what happens. A nice hit, 9,700, a little low on the damage, but then all of a sudden, one of the torpedoes also hits the Nagato, and that secures the kill on that Tier 7 Japanese battleship. So we've picked up our first frag of the game, and that Scharnhorst is actually flooding right now. You can see the damage counter has just ticked up over 30,000 points. Now, obviously in the ranked sprint, damage really isn't that important. Obviously, you need to be able to kill the enemy ships, but you don't have to have those mega damage games if you're a destroyer. Just providing good spotting and getting timely torpedo hits is important. Now right here, the Jervis appears at 10,000 hit points. Obviously, is a Japanese destroyer. I cannot say this enough. You need to use your guns whenever possible. I hold my salvo right there, and even though he does go undetected, the shells fall in, and I do secure the kill on that Tier 7 British destroyer. So now we've gotten 2 frags, and again, utilizing my gun power when necessary. Japanese destroyers have excellent HE alpha strike, so you need to be able to take advantage of it whenever possible. And also because that guy smoked up, he delayed vision on the Akatsuki and the Mohan from being able to shoot at me, so that's why I did not get detected when I shot at him. Now the next torpedo salvo going down range, it is going towards the smoke screen where the Mahan is currently detected. I believe he drifted just out of the smoke. Yep. Oh, no, I guess he's going forward now. But now I'm within gun range of the Indianapolis, and he's on 1,265 hit points. So we're going to make sure all of the guns are turned to the left. We're going to start turning away from this guy, and we're going to get some shells going down range. Once again, low health ships, you need to use your guns because you can get secured kills, and it really does help your team out. Now we're in a 3 versus 4, but this Indianapolis only needs to get hit by a couple of shells and he will kick the bucket. The Akatsuki does open up on fire at me, but that's okay because my aim is true and I do manage to secure the kill on the Indianapolis. And the Mahan was distracted trying to get all of his guns at me, and it looks like we're going to land a torpedo. A little unlucky only to hit the stern and deal 9,000 damage. I would have been able to kill him with 1 torp if I would have gotten a little bit more lucky, but that's okay because then the Colorado manages to finish the job off. So I've picked up my 3rd frag of the game, but most importantly, some of the ships that I've killed have been low health where my team wasn't able to get shots, and I was able to take those ships off the board because even if they only have 1 HP, they are still a threat to you and your team. Now, this next engagement you're going to see is how I like to approach destroyer versus destroyer engagements when I'm in my Japanese DDs. This guy has moved into that smoke screen, so I'm going to use my torpedo reload booster here and drop both sets of torpedoes into that smoke screen. So there's 16 fish going down range. He is angled away from me, but whenever these torps do get detected, he's obviously going to have to focus more on dodging the torpedoes, assuming that he stays in there rather than trying to engage me. So he's going to have 2 different things to worry about, either shooting back at me and neglecting the torps, or trying to dodge the torps and not having enough time. Now, he does have a larger amount of hit points to work with, but these ambush tactics are so important with your Japanese destroyers. Unfortunately, only 355 damage on the first salvo, but you can see that he's trying to get his turrets turned, but I am getting free damage on him before he is able to even reply to me with his forward turret, and I'm already slowing down and just trying to dodge the shell fire that's incoming, and I've already chucked him down to 2,300 hit points before I've even taken 1 point in return. His forward turret misses yet again, and we get the next salvo going down range. I do try to dodge his salvo, and I do manage to do so, and that ends the game here on Neighbors. Alrighty guys, taking a look at the post-battle results, 327,000 credits received and 8,500 total experience earned. This was not my first win of the day. I picked up 50,000 damage with 25 shell hits and 3 torpedoes. I sank 4 enemy ships, had 1 solo cap, and 1 assisted base capture. Taking a look at the team score, 2,035 base XP. That is perfectly good for a ranked sprint game, and honestly, when you do get a lot of kills, that obviously buffs your XP a little bit. Again, not the highest amount of damage, certainly by any means, but I had a really good impact, and there really weren't that many occasions where I was in danger of dying, and I was able to maneuver around the middle part of the cap and do some really good work to help my team to victory. Taking a look at the detailed report, 50k damage, like I said, 11k with the HE, 30,000 with the torps, and 7,800 with the fires and the floodings that I set. So, a very good game. I was able to grind through some of the ranked sprint. I didn't finish it. At least I don't think I did on EU. I don't remember. I only played maybe a dozen games or so, maybe a couple more than that. But I figured you guys might like this replay since ranked sprint is kind of the new thing going on right now. And I hope you enjoyed this Japanese DD gameplay. Obviously, they're not in the best spot in the game right now, but you can still have really good results if you know what you're doing. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this replay. Sorry for the short one today, but I didn't have anything else on the backlog right now. So with that being said, this is the Sneaky Snake for BIA World of Warships signing off. Guys and gals, as always, have a great day.